Thanks for checking out my video. Today I'm going to show you all how I make my pour overs. First you want to weigh your beans. Personally I like 28 grams of beans to 400 grams of water, but the typical ratio is 1 to 16. Next you want to prep your filter. So what I do is I take hot water and I pour it on my paper filter to remove that paper flavor from it. After that, discard the water. Next, you're going to grind your beans. You should use a burn grinder to give you a consistent grind for all your beans. To get ready for the pour, tap your funnel to make your beans lay flat. Confirm the weight of your beans and set the scale back to 0. You're going to want your water temperature between 190 to 205 when you start your pour. Too hot, it burns your beans, and too cold, you don't get enough flavor out of your coffee. Alright, so now the fun starts. Here is some pour times, and here's some tips. So first pour, you want to coat all of your beans. This is within the first 15 seconds. You want to pour about 50 grams. You want to do a steady pour in a circular motion. This steady pour is going to make sure that you are giving consistency on how you're extracting the flavor from your beans. Too heavy of a pour is going to create a turbulent environment. Too light of a pour is just going to take too long and your water is going to get too cool. So now I'm starting my second pour that goes between about 25 seconds to a minute. I'm going to pour 150 grams here. And again, you don't have to be exact, but as long as you get kind of close to everything, it should turn out really good. So here you're going to see I'm adding 150 grams, which is going to take me up to 200 total grams of weight. Alright, so now I'm coming up on my third pour, so I'm just going to let this bubble a little bit. Really, you could just smell the coffee beans now. It's just a really relaxing experience for me. I've been doing this over 7 years now. So starting my third pour, I'm going to add another 100 grams of weight to it between a minute 15 to a minute 30. This is going to take me to a total of 300 grams. I've been doing this for a while, and this is my latest set of equipment that I've been using for about the past 2 years now. I used to have a gooseneck kettle that would take me too long to be able to reheat, or I would have a glass container where my coffee would drip into. I broke about 4 or 5 of those. This metal one's the best thing that I've bought ever. So now I am on the final pour, which I'm starting around the 2-minute mark. I'm going to put an extra 100 grams in to make it a total of 400 grams. So after I complete this, you'll see that the pour over time, it will finish about 4 to 4 minutes and 30 seconds. That's the goal that you're shooting for. And that's all there is to it. So now just let it pour out. Let it drip down, and I'll take you through the final stages of how I pour into the cup. So this is a process, right? It's a lot easier to use a K-cup, or it's a lot easier just to do drip coffee. You really have to enjoy doing this. I do this every single day, and sometimes multiple times a day. So if you're gonna take on this lifestyle, I have all the products that I use, that I've been using, that I think are the best in my description below. But again, if you have any questions at all, please let me know. Shout out to Enderly in Charlotte, North Carolina for this Brazil flavored coffee. It's the best coffee ever. We've been drinking this for the past 2 years now as well. One thing to note here, if you are noticing that your pour time is not ending around 4 minutes to 4 minutes and 30 seconds, there are 2 reasons. So if it's filtering too fast, then that means that your bean grind is it's too coarse, and you're probably not extracting enough flavor from it. If it's taking too long for it to drip through, let's say it's pushing out to 5-6 minutes for this type of weight for 28 grams that I'm using now, then that means that your beans are too fine. So your beans coarseness should be between a drip coffee and an espresso. Here's where I would spend a little time just playing around with your burn grinder to figure out at what level of coarseness you use for your pour over. So you might not find out how to make your best cup of coffee until after maybe your 5th or 6th cup while you've been testing it out. So it's really a process you need to learn. So we're about done. So now's a good time to get your cups ready. Do the final steps to pour your coffee into your cups. So the last thing that I do is I'll take off my coffee beans. A little pro tip, you could take off the coffee beans, put it into the cup because it still might drip a little bit. If you have 2 cups, you want to stir it around because you want an even flavor throughout both cups of coffee here. Now we just pour it into our cups. And this smells so good right now. I'm so excited to drink it. I make a cup of coffee for myself and my wife every single day. Can't wait to drink this. So again, I drink my coffee black. I like to taste all the flavors of the coffee. I don't put any cream or sugar, but really it's up to you. I'm not gonna judge you. But this is how you do a pour over. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask me. And I hope you join this lifestyle. Thanks all.